Hi, we're the Warriors dance team, and you're watching Bay Area Sports Rap.
God, obviously you're not going to be able to run the types of things, right, that you would in a regular season context. Is it similar to last game's approach where you want to see competition level, and are there certain other things you're looking at?
I think, Jesus, I think what's the Chase Center is one of the greatest arenas in the NBA. We can do better than this. All right? Preseason, we're working it out. I think what stood out on tape the most on both ends of the basketball was Phoenix's physicality and our lack of physicality. One of the things with habits is that your habits are not selective. They're consistent. They're who you are all the time. That's what we're trying to build. We can't pick and choose when to be physical. We can't pick and choose playing hard, sprinting back, boxing out. Like, those are all habits we're trying to build. And I was very clear with the team this morning in our film session and meeting that that's all I'm looking for right now. We're 3 practices in. We have a basic level of install from the 3 days. We're going to build all our installs out over the course of the preseason. Our foundation has to be that we are going to play hard and that we are going to be a physical basketball team.
DeAndre told us after the game against Phoenix that he might have only gotten 2 shots, but he's not worried about that. He wanted to come in and show that he's really almost overcommitted to defense and not caring about the offense. What did you see defensively from him? And what's he asked to do in your guys' schemes that can help make his physical attributes shine in your system?
So I would say both him and Jackson had some really good plays at the rim, not just blocking shots, but with their verticality. Just high impact. Christian, when he came in, did the same. We have, I think, 3, if you look across the line at our 3 centers, and I'm including Christian in this, even though he's a two-way, I don't think there's a team that has 3 centers that are as mobile and as athletic as those 3 guys. They should be up to touch. And none of those guys did a good job with that the other night in our drop coverage. DeAndre had some really good plays. And from a hustle standpoint, he missed a chippy at the rim, sprinted back, broke up a lob attempt. He had some really good plays. He was in the paint in pick and roll, and that's not our defense. So I think all 3 of those guys, DeAndre, in particular, because I've seen it in practice, I've seen it in pickup. I saw it in our group workouts in September, small group workouts in September. He's very mobile. And we're going to ask a lot of him defensively, and he's been the anchor of a finals defense, so he can do it.
JJ, how do you try to get 48 useful minutes when, the 3 primary offensive initiators on this team aren't going to be available? How do you still make use? I mean, I understand the running and show me you play hard and you're doing those things. When you guys have the ball, how do you get use out of that when so much of your offense isn't?
That's the challenge. That's the challenge when your 3 primary creators are not on the floor. Would like to continue to work out our organization and early offense. We showed the team this morning, number of clips where we didn't get corner filled in transition, 3 guys on a side, nothing good happens on those possessions. We get corners filled, good stuff happens. So playing with pace, getting corners filled, throw aheads, throw crosses, all that stuff. In the half court, the use for tonight, it goes back to the first thing I said, which is our physicality. We've got to be more physical getting open. We've got to be more physical with our screening. That doesn't change based on who's in the lineup. So that habit, we can build that.
JJ, you mentioned, just to follow up on something you said the other day about how you had a meltdown last preseason between the games.
I did not have a meltdown.
Okay.
I used the word meltdown. It was a joke.
Okay.
But yes.
What, if you could clarify, what do you mean by that joke? Like, what was kind of going on in your mind as a first-time head coach? You're going through that preseason. What was kind of like grating on you, if anything?
I don't. To be clear, I said this the other night. I don't remember the meeting.
Okay.
So, but it apparently left an impression on a few of my coaching staff members. Look, I think those meetings, a lot can be discussed. It's an open forum. That's kind of how our coaching meetings go. So people can express their opinions. Sometimes, apparently me as well, people can get animated. That's the gist of it.
You've talked a lot about kind of now in your second season, you are trying to be in a position to get your team to play well, not necessarily like this isn't how I would have played as a player, but as a coach, you're viewing it from a different angle, right? And you're viewing the way the team needs to play from a different angle, and you need to meet players where they are. They're not necessarily wired the same way as you. They're not necessarily wired the same way as everyone else. Now that you're progressing a little bit in your coaching career, just kind of that empathy portion, how much of coaching is that part that maybe people don't think about? You think of coaching as X's and O's and things like that, but you're kind of tapping into a different part.
Yeah. I believe I've talked about this before. I know I probably mentioned it last year. There were 3 things when I immediately retired that I wanted to find again. And that was competition, collaboration, i.e. being part of a team, and performance anxiety, which I view as a good, healthy thing. I enjoy it. As my early kind of stages of post-basketball playing life evolved, there were 2 more things that I realized I wanted to have, and that was I wanted to be a leader and really value leadership, and then I wanted to be in service, and that part of it is coaching. We are in the service industry. Mike McDaniel said it a couple years ago on a podcast, and it really struck me. When you are in service of your players, you have to have empathy for them. And part of my job is not just to get the most out of my team and maximize my team. Part of my job is to get the most out of each player. And it's why I spend a lot of time talking to my players and building a relationship. That's part of this, so that when we're in competition, hopefully I can help them be at their best.
JJ, what did you make adult? Kind of obviously the shooting was what it was, but the other areas of the game, and how clear is it to him the things that he needs to do to impact winning?
Yeah, it's very clear. First of all, it's clear from me. I've spent, we probably met 3 times over the summer, met again in September. It's clear what he's supposed to do. He also has Bo Levesque as his player development coach, so trust me, it's clear. All right. I thought he was okay the other night. He had those 3 practices. We had our video room and our analytics guys. They tracked every stat in live play. He had an unbelievable 3 days offensively. I'm very confident. When he's confident, he's a high-level offensive player in the NBA. It's the other stuff that he's got to just do and find that consistency in his defense, on being the low man, on boxing out, on crashing every time, on sprinting back and actually talking in transition. When he's doing those things, he's an impact player.
Stay a confident offensive player, or is it difficult to stay a confident offensive player if you're not doing that stuff on the other end and you're not doing it?
Look, I don't think this is just a Dalton thing. This is every player. There can be a snowball effect to one mistake or one bad play or a couple missed shots. There's a snowball effect that I think can have your confidence teeter, but I think that's nearly everybody.
Hi, I'm Morgan Reagan, color analyst for the Golden State Valkyries. Please give a like and subscribe to Bay Area Sports Wrap, and make sure to throw your V's up.